will be 10 hours and 45 minutes, cruising at an altitude of 40,000 feet. For your listening pleasure, there are 12 channels, so with your relaxation, enjoy some cool vibration.
Now I can sigh better than you, man.
Alright, sigh. Outsigh me.
No.
Why are we sighing? I don't think you're sighing anymore. I don't think you're sighing anymore, sir.
I was imitating myself.
What was going on? When did you last make that sound?
When did I make that sound?
Was it within this last 24 hours?
It was probably like it was sooner than you think. It was earlier than you think, should I say? Sooner is in the future, right? It was earlier than you think.
We're finally here.
But it's a good feeling when you make that sound.
Yeah. You know most definitely. Yeah. Most definitely.
And I feel
a lot of men who bet their whole lives on that sound.
Exactly.
You did.
And I feel we're about to make that sound with this episode because it's like we've been building up to a climax.
Yeah, we've been thrusting.
Exactly.
Yeah, thrusting.
We've been shoving, pumping,
getting
hyping,
breaking the box.
We have been
plumbing.
Not just the tip, but the whole length and the girth.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And finally, we're here. It's the finale of the Greatness Game.
Man, I'm so sad.
Season 1.
I sighed because I'm sad.
Yeah?
I sighed because I'm sad.
Yeah, it's because of the title, man.
Yeah! And this is the first one, as opposed, like I wanted it to be the first one where we knew the title. In mirror to the first episode where we discovered the title of this whole podcast within the episode.
Exactly.
So but before we do that,
Oh, of course. Of course.
And we're still doing that. You know what I'm saying? Clink and all that. And bottle sex. No bottle sex.
And
but look, now they're coming into our glasses.
We've got manners, and we're pouring this in our glasses and stuff.
Yeah, we're trying to be a little bit couth.
I wanted to say to to everybody else who's been following the Greatness Game. When we started the first episode, toxicity of the Zambian celebrity, right? How we started, we just did the recording, then we came up with the title. Trying to figure out what
was going on
afterwards. Even the name for the podcast came after we recorded, right? So this time we have the name of the.
We've got the well-info.
Exactly. So we came up with the title. Courtesy
and the title is "In Case You Never Hear From Us Again."
In case you never hear from us again, just in case, this is what we leave you with.
This is what we would like to say.
Yeah, this is what we'd like to say.
In case you guys never get a season 2, in case you guys never get a critic again, in case you guys never get a Lord Wapi, in case you guys never get an avocado media, this is what it is.
And it's none of that stuff, though. Don't get worried. We're just saying. Please
get worried. It's clickbait. This is clickbait. Yeah.
Critiquing Lord Wapi. Breaking news.
Yeah.
How have you been, man?
I've had a bad week.
Yeah.
I've had a bad. Like my previous week was pretty bad.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Work related, relationship wise, or
the whole shebang.
The whole shebang. Yeah, everything, right?
The whole apple was just rotten, like New York.
I'm the opposite. I've had a wonderful week, but let me not even.
Which is weird, because like usually you walk in here like down, and then this show perks you up.
Yeah. That's what happens. It's become my therapy. If you care to tell us,
just there's a tax to being an artist. There's a tax to being critic, right? And it was very expensive to pay this week.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a tax. Like this whole thing that people see, there's some people who are really disappointed in me.
Oh, really?
For this. For every second you see me, every second you love, there's some people who are like, you could have done it better.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
but I want to add to this. I'm willing and able to continue paying that tax for as long as I can.
Yeah. Me too.
You know.
Me too.
So I paid the tax this week. It was just a lot. It's like you got a check for 100,000 and the tax was like 90,000. You know what I mean? So I'm running on 10,000 right now.
Yeah.
But that's enough.
That's like an artist tax paying when it comes, like, not monetary really, but like, well, maybe that too.
It's like the way we pay to Zam and Zam Pops when they don't do nothing.
Yeah, like emotionally, creatively, there's always this 90% tax when it comes to, you know, those areas, emotionally, creatively, and whatnot, for an artist. And at some point, it's frustrating. Then when you grow into it, you're just like, okay, this is my life, right?
Not exactly.
Right?
Not exactly. For me, it's like I grew into it when I was in the 9th grade. I was like, this is gonna be my life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't stop the fact that every time I pay that tax, it's a real tax.
Yeah.
Because I've got real emotions and like I'm a real human being and shit hurts.
It does take away from you.
Yeah.
And what it takes away from you never gives back. That's the thing. So it's like pieces of you are just...
That's the price of greatness.
Yeah, that's the price of greatness.
Yeah, so I had to pay a big bill this last week. But you know what, fuck that. For the first time in this season, right, this show has been like a real thing that I've been looking forward to. Even while I was paying the tax, I was like, I don't mind paying this tax because I get to sit across the table from a dope ass motherfucker.
There you go.
Talk about dope ass shit.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And sip a dope ass beer from a dope ass glass in front of a dope ass mic because I'm a dope ass nigga.
God
you know
damn!
That's just what it is. So I don't mind paying the tax, but fuck the government.
Yeah, man. I've had a wonderful week. I think it's been characterized by good food, good drinks, and good that other thing.
And good sex.
No, I didn't say that.
All right.
But it also starts with an S.
Okay.
Okay?
Good stimulation.
No, not that.
Okay.
But it starts with an X.
All right. An X.
No. With an S.
Okay. I thought you moved over to Pornhub. I was going to be like, we lost one.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. We've had a wonderful season.
I wouldn't watch your porn. I'd promote it.
Really?
As your friend, I wouldn't watch it, but I'd promote it. I'd share it.
Under Avocado Media.
Yeah, I'll share it. Like,
hey,
watch Wapi.
If you want to promote some videos.
Here's one. Wap off to Wapi.
Wap tricks. Yeah, we've had a wonderful season, man. I just wanted to remind ourselves, like a little journey that we've had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 9 episodes so far.
Yep.
Right, 9 episodes
10
so far.
now.
10 now. This is the 10th.
Yeah.
We've got like a shocker, like a big surprise with this project. Obviously, we're not going to mention it, but just know that it's in the works.
Yeah.
Our first episode was Mike Tyson.
It's part of
leave our podcast.
This is greatness.
Yeah. So we started with toxicity of the Zambian celebrity. And obviously that was inspired by a conversation that we had prior, and we were talking about this whole thing, and we went into it. Really didn't give.
It was inspired by I really love the fact that the first day we recorded this thing, it started with us having met a day or some days prior, and you're just like, yo man, come over, let's have a conversation.
That was less than a week.
We just so happened to switch on the mic during the conversation.
Talking, right. And we our frustration were kind of matching at that day. They were matching, and then we just found ourselves ranting. Yeah, just ranting about the same thing. And so that was the birth of not only the first episode of our show, but the show itself.
The entire show, man.
You know what I mean?
By the way, shout out. I don't know if I've ever given you a shout out for this. Shout out for the artwork, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's beautiful.
Oh, so we did the recording.
By the way, we're gonna suck our own dicks.
We are. This is a dick sucking session. All right.
I hope you don't like watching niggas sucking dick. This is all this is.
Yeah. So we record the episode, and we listen to it. We think it's dope, and we find the background, right? Shout out to Fela Kuti, right?
Shout out to Fela Kuti,
yeah,
most definitely. Shout out to his life. Shout out to his legacy.
Everything.
Yeah.
it's been a dope ass background that we've had. Every time the show starts, it excites me. You know what I mean? And then, okay, let's do a cover for this, right? Since we're doing a fella tribute with this in a way, including of course all the other greats that have been.
And I was just learning Photoshop.
Yeah.
At that time, I was like,
exactly.
Yo, I'm gonna piece it together.
I do a little sketching and whatnot, send it to Tick. Tick does the rest of the stuff, you know, and we put it out and it looked dope. First episode is out. Okay? We don't even advertise that shit. We don't even advertise that shit, alright?
Fuck that.
Yeah. Second episode, you know, and it was titled Too Death to Talk About Drunk.
Yeah.
Tip was in his feelings, I was in my feelings. We started talking about death, you know, mortality of the artist, not just physically, but also like you know, just like, you know, okay, emotionally, like as an artist, how do you feel about death? And we started talking about, you know, who we want to be, you know, remembered as, you know, what we want to be remembered as, and we went on and on about
sidebar.
That.
You know what I want to be remembered as? Right? I'm not going to make excuses for bad English. You guys have heard enough songs. You know I speak the Queen's language really well. But you know what I really want to be remembered as?
Yeah.
A nigga who sat across from you, got drunk, and spoke his fucking mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is a good like image of how I'd love to be remembered. Like this show, if like my kid wants to ever find out who I was,
right,
this is like where he needs to come and find out like my dad was able to speak on things that most people don't speak on.
Yeah, when we were reflecting on the episodes that we've done, you were calling it a good album.
It's a great fucking album.
And personally, I think it's a good album. Yeah. You know,
it's a great album. It's a great album.
It's a great album.
Yeah.
Me too, man. I was thinking about, okay, listen, if, you know, considering our title for this episode, right? If you don't hear from us,
we gave you a great album.
You know what I mean? If ever we don't do this again, I'll still be proud of the fact that, you know, I sat across Tick and we did this. You know,
man, thank you for being here, bro.
Yeah.
Cheers. This has been good. Season 2 will be better. But like,
definitely,
we're just speaking of it like
most deaf.
In a moment, our season 1 has been fucking fantastic.
Exactly.
In my opinion. I listened back to the show and just like laugh all the fucking time.
Which takes me to our third episode.
Yeah.
Titled, Who Do We Think We Are, man? Look at us sucking our own dicks here, calling ourselves great. Our podcast great.
With
our episodes great.
Nigga.
You know
how you feel?
Yeah. We need to address that. You know, we titled it Who Do We Think We Are, and we just went off about who we think we are.
Yeah. Don't fuck with me.
What we think our work is worth. What value it has, significance to our society that it has.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what impact we think.
Yeah.
Okay, or we feel, or we have actually observed it has.
Most definitely.
You know, and we went on with that. I think you should definitely watch that episode.
They'll understand. I don't think we need to tell anybody to do it.
Yeah.
I think after this episode, everybody's gonna go back and start this and listen to this like an album. You know what I mean? That's what I think. I think people need to listen to this like an album, and every album has got like your love songs. You know what I mean? Your hit songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your filler songs, your intros, your outros. This is just going to be the best outro ever. Because I know it's like you and me. We can't fail. You know what I mean? You know?
Never failed.
That's for that other
Let me ask you a question.
Podcast. That's still
Let me ask you a question. When did Tick ever fail? Never. Not never. When did Wapi ever fail? No, not Wapi. The great Lord Wapi. When did he ever fail? Not never.
I noticed you put a little circle around the L on your name.
Yeah.
Is that because you think you're a saint?
That's how I sign it. It's a halo.
Okay.
I'm Lord
That's
Wapi.
why I'm asking. Is that because you think you're a saint?
You know nobody's ever noticed that?
I know, nigga.
Guys, when I sign my name, I always put a halo on top of it because.
So wait, on camera, I'm the first person to ever notice that.
On camera, yes. On camera, yes.
Or as in like.
But generally, I don't think other people have ever noticed that. So most people think it's a joke when I say I'm Lord Wapi. It's not a joke. let's
What more greatness do you want? Can we stop the episode now? It kind of explains itself. Yeah,
we had the other episode, Pies on Us.
Yeah, that got me a bunch of phone calls.
Yeah,
that got me a bunch.
That's
of phone
when
calls.
we decided to stop fooling around a little bit.
Yeah, and it got serious.
Just get serious about some shit that we're really feeling and thinking, right? And it got you a couple of phone calls.
It got me a bunch of phone calls.
Yeah.
Because
you went after radio.
I didn't go after radio. I told the truth about radio.
You told the truth about radio.
After radio.
Yeah. Highlight
if people
that.
are lying and I so happen to speak the truth, I'm not going after you. You just so happen to be a liar.
Yeah.
So my truth will offend you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the old,
that's not what I'm doing. I love you. If the fucking shoe fits.
If the Yeezys fit,
do the Cinderella waltz.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's all it is. But that was the first time I saw this show affect people who I would love to believe are in a higher financial position than us. Mm-hmm. That was the first time I saw niggas who could buy me 3 times over, give a fuck about what I was doing. Mm-hmm. And it made me realize maybe we're onto something here.
Yeah. And just like before we go to the next episode that we did, I did a spy job in between our season.
Yeah. You want to talk about them niggas?
Yeah, let me talk about it.
I got some things to say.
So I decided to be a spy, in the middle of our season. That Z podcast invited me on their show. I was happy to do it.
What did Morelli call them on the show? That dead podcast.
That dead podcast. Yeah. So they invited me. I went there. I wanted to see how they do their shit. How they operate. How they produce their show and whatnot and all that. So I went there. Obviously, I went there being myself. Funny guy, loose.
Great guy.
Slightly tipsy, you know what I mean? Great guy. Was wearing a Pokemon hat, you know what I mean? Yeah.
You went to that Z podcast wearing a Pokemon
with
hat and you want
a yellow
me to explain
Pokemon
my
hat.
How dare you?
So I could feel just by the welcome that I was given. I even went with
some nose off.
Something was off. Like I could feel it. They were not feeling me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we still did the interview. It was short. I didn't like the fact that actually, what happened was
they cut the interview out.
No. What happened was that episode. Yeah. They weren't trying to interview me as Lord Wapi.
They wanted fans of their show.
They wanted fans of their show. I didn't know that. All right. They were basically doing what we're doing right now, which is reviewing.
Themselves.
Reflecting on their previous episodes and whatnot.
I see.
So I did not feel like I should have been there. I rarely watch your show. I've seen maybe like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what to say.
I haven't seen a single episode.
Exactly. So they wanted me
just put that on the books.
They were asking me questions
I only watch good content.
They were asking me questions like.
You don't have to leave without one last fuck you off.
They were asking me questions like, what do you think about our show and which one is your favorite episode? I'm like, I don't have answers to those questions in my head, but I try to act it out.
Yeah.
But still, they cut off my bits, and the producer.
And listen,
I've
been trying to be the guy who is on their side.
Yeah.
Because
you want them to succeed.
No, as in every time you raise this issue, you've taught me this off air.
Yeah.
Right. And every time you raise it, you almost raise it on the show. If you listen back, I always try to say yo man, leave that alone. Mm-hmm, right. Mm-hmm. But that's changed.
That's changed. How has it changed?
Because I have been privy to not greatness.
Yeah.
What,
you had a taste?
I had a taste of whackness.
Make Zambia whack again.
Yeah. So what happened was, on Twitter, on Twitter you've got your handle and then your description.
Right.
I was calling myself the Podfather.
Yeah.
Because I am. You know what I mean?
The Podfather.
I'm stringing all of you down, as I'm about to prove.
You're Michael Corleone.
I am Vincent, I am Michael, I'm all of them. All right? I'm a Corleone on this shit. And I saw a nigga post on his Instagram.
To say he's
called
the
himself
Podfather.
the Podfather. Now this would be okay.
I wonder where he got that from.
Yeah, right. No. I'm not even accusing him of. What am I?
No, I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I'm also not accusing. I'm wondering.
It's so coincidental. It's too coincidental to be off. Right? The nigga was, you know what I mean? And we're both podcasters.
Right.
Like, this weekend I was forced to contend with the fact that everybody says imitation is flattery.
Right.
But I'm not flattered.
Cool.
I'm actually upset. You know? So,
Yeah. Well, anyway.
this doesn't, like I used Cleo in the last episode. This goes for everybody, right? Podcasters, fucking rappers, like whatever environment my ideas can be milked into. Stop stealing from me, guys. I'll embarrass you.
Yeah. And
Just stop.
So anyway,
just stop now, because it's not going to be pretty. When I saw that tweet, and when I posted a clip on my Instagram story, and I was like, I was drunk. You know what I mean? Like I was lit. There'll always be moments like that. So if you keep stealing from me in moments like that, you know,
I'm gonna call you out.
yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. And you know I love you.
So anyway, I
don't
did my little you know,
Reconnaissance.
spying.
Yeah.
Right. I was a spy for a moment, and I noticed that you know, you know, it's a kind of podcast that has a lot of, that involves a lot of, like, you know, guests. Just like, you know, interviewing someone, which is okay. I'm just saying.
That's
I'm just saying the distinction.
I was about to revert to what I was.
The distinction, yeah, the
We're gonna have
distinction
a
is
glass.
that we've had a whole you know, season. We haven't had a guest, which brings me to the other you know, part of the review of our season is that we were supposed to have Real Conversation Podcast, Chromes
Yep.
and Fanatic.
Yeah.
On one of our episodes before we ended
Yep.
the season.
Yeah, before our last episode, in fact.
The cats didn't show up,
Nope.
right? So that didn't happen. Would have been dope because those are good
It would have
fellas.
been great.
Would have been great. They didn't show up, so we have done a whole.
Sinazongwe was more appealing, I guess.
It wasn't Sinazongo.
I don't know where the fuck it is. Shantumbo, Katunongwa, whichever neighborhood it was more
So
appealing than this shit.
we've completed a whole season without guests, and we've been doing what, 50 to an hour,
Yeah.
just talking smack, freestyling, no scripts whatsoever.
You see any papers here, Smooth IK?
Nothing.
Smooth IK. Right. The men who ruled TV with a paper. I love you, Smooth IK. Well, I love you though. You know. You know.
Smooth IK, smooth.
I
always wondered, you know what I mean?
He tried. I met him. Like I went a whole period while hating on this man, and then I finally met him. I was trying to sell him some content,
Right.
And he had to be the guy I had to convince. And then I realized in that moment, he's not such a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy.
Yeah, he's not such a bad guy. He's just
He's
just in a terrible system.
He's at the longest running shows on TV, right? Zambian TV.
He took over from who was the hunk at that time? Franklin Mutubila. No, Franklin Tembo Jr.
Right.
He was the hunk at that time. Smooth IK came. Yeah, Smooth IK came in like Brad Pitt took all that shit away from him.
Boom. Yeah, good for him. Good for him.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Make better shows.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So before we got visual, all right. Did we do Ricky Tick Tick?
Yeah, Ricky Tick. No, was it? It was without
before.
visuals. It was without
yeah.
visuals,
So right before we started the visuals, our last episode before we got on camera was Ricky Ticky Talk.
Yeah. Which was not as sad as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be sad because I was really upset about what had happened to one of my favorite rappers south of the equator of Africa. You know what I mean? Or even in the world, honestly. So that happened, and then as usual, his death was marred by political bullshit, social bullshit, religious
bullshit,
and
you didn't want to say
just
it.
personal. Yeah, I was trying.
You were trying not
personal opinions and whatnot about what might have caused his death, or A, B, C, D. I was not concerned about that. What I was concerned about was the fact that I'm never going to hear a fresh jam
by Rick.
Yeah. Maybe I might. Maybe he's left some jams in the studio,
but it won't be.
It won't be from him.
As a fan of Nip,
as a fan of Rick,
as a fan of Nip, I know that feeling of you want the music, and when it comes out, you're like, I wish he was here to drop it himself. That's my problem with posthumous albums.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And posthumous work, the work that comes out after the artist dies.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the effort behind it. DMX, bro. That DMX album, I heard 4 songs and I was like, I wish X was here.
I wish he was here.
Because maybe X would have told you, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe because he knew what he wanted to be viewed as.
The reason why I don't like those albums is because I feel like they are, they're guised as, tribute to A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
Or, we are trying to keep his legacy or keep his name or keep his memory or whatnot. But I feel like it's just a way to profit.
Cheats.
Yeah, to profit. That's it.
Artists are owned by record labels.
You know that when an artist passes away, they become profitable. Everybody's trying to, even when they don't pass away. I mean, look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly just being incarcerated, his album sales went up.
Went all the way up.
You know what I mean? So something happened. Yeah, something happens with a death of an artist. So we did that episode. Then we went visual, and our episode was called "Look at Us Now,"
and look at us
where
now.
we finally got to show our ugly faces because our listeners were demanding to say, you guys need to do visuals. You guys
and by the way, you guys don't rule us.
Yeah, we never did visuals because of y'all.
You don't rule us.
We never did visuals because of y'all. We did visuals because it was in the plan.
Yeah.
We were gonna do visuals.
It was always gonna happen.
It was always gonna happen.
We just wanted you to ask for it. Thank you for playing the greatness game. Thank you. You're a proud participant.
There you go. All right. Speaking of our listeners, what do you think about them, huh?
I'd like us to treat them last.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No problem.
Because I've got special flowers for them.
Yeah?
I've got special flowers for them. I love you guys. I insult you. I say everything to you, but you should know it comes from a place of love, like an African parent.
So when we did our first episode on visuals, Look at Us Now, we went to let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Tink was feeling extra, I don't know, sexy that day.
I was feeling extra nice.
Yeah, we did that episode. It was a fun episode to make. I think this is one of my favorite episodes to make.
Let's talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
I was
enjoying the vibe.
We're talking about like the Jimmy guy and
it was a time. It was a time. It was
women.
a time you revealed to us that you had spent a night or two.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I'm just saying.
You are now convoluting my story.
But that was in the episode.
I spent an afternoon.
You spent an afternoon.
Yeah, you're
not
about
a
to
night.
say I spent a night.
Not a night.
What's happening? And I said in that episode, I wish I spent a night or two.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I just want to keep it in context.
So let me rephrase that. Mm-hmm. You spent a night at Kuni's place.
That's
in your head.
That's all right.
In your imagination.
In my brain.
There you go.
But what I physically did was what?
You spent an afternoon.
All right.
There you go.
With the amazing guy Kuni, right? With an amazing, super talented, super introspective, I would like to say it now, a really conscientious person.
Conscientious.
Yeah.
Conscientious.
Yeah. Read up on it. I won't tell you.
Conscientious.
Yeah. A really conscientious person.
Right.
Yeah. Someone who thinks about everything in the small and in the big. You know what I mean? That's what somebody who's able to piece together what it means in the big and in the small.
I wouldn't like to say that I know Kuni, but I would say that I would definitely say that I know him for these very fancy and loud and very beautiful outfits. All right, I love his outfits.
One of the phrases you have not used to describe it is majestic.
Majestic. Oh yeah, there you go as well. Majestic. Thank you very much. So I love
male
that.
peacock.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Just out here doing his thing.
I just love how he does his thing. He reminds me, not that he is, but he reminds me of people who would dress that way. The Prince, Michael Jackson. You know what I mean?
He's a performer.
He's a performer,
part of the performance art is like the outfit.
The outfit, yeah. When you are invited to a party and the party is full of celebrities, you need to perform. You need to stand out, and he tries that very well. I mean, he doesn't try.
It's like how I wear do-rags for you guys.
Yeah, and it's a velvet do-rag. It's a velvet do-rag. Okay, that one. It's a velvet. So we do. Let's talk about Sex Baby, and then we did. I know if you die for nothing.
I know if you die for nothing.
Yeah. That was a very special episode.
What's it gonna be? G-Wagon or the Bentley?
Yeah. So if you didn't know this, the title of this episode was inspired by Burna Boy. And
by the way, also you should say that you pick most of these titles.
Oh yeah. I'm the title guy.
Yeah.
That's I'm the title guy, and I'm
He's
the guy.
titular man. He's the man with the tits.
Yeah. Well, we talked about a lot of shit on this episode. I think.
I don't even remember half the shit that we talked about.
On the I know if you die for nothing.
What was the crux of our conversation?
We were actually talking about the highlight is culture and how we need to appreciate our own.
Oh, was this the episode where I said like we need to what's the word? Audit?
Yeah.
Certain things?
Yes. Exactly. That's when you went off.
Shout out to the pastors, you liars.
Yeah. So we talked about that. You check it out. You're gonna find out more details. Our next episode after that was, of course, the last one, episode 9, which is Make Zambia Great. Wait, not great. Make Zambia whack again.
This for me as a Zambian artist has been the one that I'd like. Pies on Us received a lot of feedback from owners of media companies, right? But this one, I got a lot of feedback from artists in Zambia.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and Pies on Us and Make Zambia Whack Again are like cousins or siblings in a way.
In a way. Yeah.
They're related because if you had to like just stitch these two up, it would sound like a continuous sentiment. Like
after you Pies on Us, you'll be able to make Zambia whack again.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's all that'll happen.
That's it. And so here we are. All right.
So, if you never hear from us again.
If you never hear from us again. Okay? This is our episode. So what did you say about the fans before we even get into it?
Yeah, before we jump into this. First of all, I love you motherfuckers. You know? I really do. Because you're part of cutting edge content. Alright? You're part of a thing that I wanted to be part of when I saw Daddy Zima's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me, like I'd been seeing Zambian artists, blah, 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 blah. Then I saw Daddy Zima's. And Daddy Zima's made me, yo, bro, can you stop? What the fuck? Put the dildo down.
What is it? What are you playing with?
What's going on over there?
What are you playing with, sir?
You know what I mean? But
just going
when I first saw Daddy Zima's, he's like using his dildo like a lightsaber. When I first saw Daddy Zima's, I thought, now I want to be part of this.
Right.
You know, like this is interesting. That video with him and Mainza and the what was it? The basketball court and everything. When I saw that, I was like, this looks like it's on channel. You know, before it ever was, if it ever got there. But I looked at it and I was watching Channel O at that time and I was like, these two match, right? And so you guys who are watching this are the fans who I think Daddy Zima's had.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're the fans who I think Nasty D had. You're the fans who I think, like, everybody who has tried to bring something niche into the physical space have had. And I've got nothing but love. I wish I could drink all these beers we drink with you guys.
Yeah.
I'd love to have conversation. And I see you in the comment section. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about no nitwit shit like, yo, X artist is like this because, you know what I mean? It's always about some philosophical shit.
Yeah.
Like, even the last episode, yo, there was a fan who was there like, I think you guys are going a bit too hard, but I'll explain why. And he gave a whole, I sent you his chapter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To have a comment section where people are writing books, bro.
And
you guys are the one.
And you know, the thing is, before I even, like, you know, give my take on our fans, I like to call them our listeners, all right? Because I don't want to give this illusion of that you're just like you're just following us, you know, mindlessly, blindly, which is what most Zambians do with their artists. You know what I mean? You are listeners. You listen. Yeah, you actually listen. You actually give your time and listen to each word. Yeah. That's why you're even able to, you know, break it down and then go to the comment section and actually say something that we will read and go, okay, all right, I understand that bit. Yeah. So our listeners, is that we have never sat down. We have never sat down to say, okay, this is you know, this is our strategy and this is whatnot and stuff. We've just, the only thing we've only said to ourselves is that, hey, let's have a conversation. Let's put it on record. Let's put it out there. All right. We've never had a discussion where you know, like, there are people who start a podcast and immediately episode 2. Buy this. You know what I mean? Buy this. Bet on this code.
These amazing glasses from Glassware.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we're not trying to you know, sell you some shit and also, like, profit from you without actually proving the fact that we've got good content. Yeah. You know, and we appreciate the fact.
Why isn't it that maybe season 5 is the one? Why don't people think season 5 is the one that we're thinking of monetizing?
You know what I mean?
Right. Why don't people ever view it like that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, it's gotta work on your time type.
Yeah.
But I remember we're in the middle where we're giving props to them. I didn't want to. I was about to start shitting on them again.
Yeah. I appreciate our listeners. I appreciate especially those that have got direct contact with me, whereby they can hit me up and say, oh, I'm listening to the episode right now. Actually, when I was on my way here, you know, a friend texted me and said, oh, I'm listening to episode 8, you know, and, you know, I'm listening to the part where we're saying, you know, Europeans appreciate Zambian culture more than Zambians appreciate Zambian culture.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what do you think? Then, you know, this friend of mine started explaining themselves. I appreciate those as well, but even those that hit us up on YouTube, streaming our shit, you know.
Even some of our haters.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, for them to steal our ideas, they're watching our
and special shout out to Ludo, by the way.
Yeah.
Ludo commented this morning on one of our episodes saying, that is a long ass haircut.
Yeah, I'm really ugly, so it takes a long time to make me look approachable.
No, this is what I replied. I said, it's an expensive ass haircut too.
Oh shit. You help me
down.
You help me down, bro.
Yeah. So we appreciate our listeners.
Ludo, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. You know. But nah, shout out Ludo. That's my nigga, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Ludo. Shout out to Moto. I think Moto has been listening.
Shout out to Moto. Moto has been a driving force behind getting us on our direction.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, don't go this way, go this way. Don't go this way, go this way. And outside of this show, that's who he is for me personally. You know, so like, special shout out to him.
So shout out to him. Special shout out to who else? Special shout out to
Chindi.
Chindi, special out to Chindi, special out to Italo.
Shout out to Morelli, bro.
Yeah, he's been in the background just offering his opinions without us inviting him. Shut the fuck up, nigga.
I can't say that to him because I'm trying to get him to talk more.
Yeah, shout out to Jarrell, you know.
Yeah, shout out to Dagger, bro. Shout out to Dagger LSK, that's my goon.
Yeah, always here. You know, our show is like a talk show, like a late night talk show, or just like a daytime talk show, whereby you know these hosts are performing and they've got a live audience.
Yeah.
You know, and our live audience is always
it's dope. It's dope.
You know what I mean?
No, it's always
these two niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sometimes it's been other niggas.
We had,
shout out Chillu.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out Chillu. Oh, I don't remember what episode he was behind.
Shout out Sangha as well.
Shout out
Sangha Tembo. You know, we did a very brilliant episode.
We were supposed to have an episode with him. Oh
yeah,
my God,
we had
lost episode.
We lost an episode. It happens, you know, 'cause we're dealing with machines and all that.
We're dealing with greatness, bro.
Yeah, so we did an episode with him. Shout out to him. It was unfortunate we lost the episode, but it was really
dope.
Good episode.
Super dope. Yeah.
And
also behind that conversation, he and I patched up our differences.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so shout out to him for that, and shout out for that opportunity. That was you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was literally you. You set up the conversation. Mm-hmm. You talked to both parties and got them to sit down at this table and speak on it. You know?
Also, shout out to MC, man.
Shout out
to MC. The birth.
The night I almost died.
Yeah. Shout out to MC. You know, MC. For those who don't know, jack of all trades, right? You know, as a rapper, he's MC.
Badman.
Yeah, as a rapper, he's MC. As a chef, he's Badman.
Yeah.
You know, and
he's an amazing guy.
That time we hang out, you know, he cooked us some really good shit. I think he's the one who even came up with the idea to say, you know what,
let's link up, let's kick it.
Yeah, let's kick it. Let's do you guys should do an episode with Sangha Tambo if you feel that way.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
I'd like us to. Are we still doing shout outs? Sorry, I'm a selfish person.
There are a lot of shout outs.
Listen, shout out to everybody who has. Shout out to Julia. Shout out to my girlfriend Julia, who has been kind enough to let us use her space for the show. Shout out to everybody who's ever made this show happen. Right. All of you get together, hug each other, great stuff.
We're moving on now.
Don't think we're not grateful. Yeah, we're just not distracted. So I'd like to say the title of this episode is just in case if you never hear from us again.
Yeah.
Right. And I would like us to just do this with if you never hear from us again.
Yeah.
If you never, just like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go, man. You go first. If
you never hear from us again, you should know that just as a Zambian, you're great. You know what I mean? Because of where we are geographically, simply because you're in the middle. My boy Italo told me this shit. It was like we're a melting pot. We're in the South Central. Right, of Africa, and if you look at South Central United States, what it is what we are. Right. We're a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and all that shit. And simply by that's the ingredient for greatness. Right. So if you're in this country, you should know that you're great, and you should stop thinking the norm is the ceiling.
Right. If you never hear from us again, you should know that I'm one of the best. You know, I'm one of the best cartoonists in the country, if not the best. You know what I mean? And this is not me bragging. I'm just speaking facts. But there was a time in my life when I was a complete loser, insecure. You know, didn't even believe in the same gift that has honestly given me an opportunity to even be on this table right now, you know what I mean, with you, and to have met a lot of other talented individuals in Zambia, and there are super talented individuals in Zambia. And then I had to start believing in myself, you know, collectively as a country, we need to do that.
Yeah.
We need to believe in ourselves. If you don't hear from us again, just know, I want us to believe in ourselves. Now, it's not like I'm completely 100% in belief of myself.
Yeah.
Still some things I need
I'm
to
going
work
to need
on.
an outside perspective.
Exactly.
And you better be that perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
If you never hear from us again, just know that I'm not buying into this Will Smith, Chris Rock shit. I think that was a way to get us to watch the Grammys or the Oscars again.
I thought we're
I'm saying it. I thought that was a way for us to watch. Somebody stop that, whatever it is.
Whose phone call is it?
It's mine. Whoever it is, stop it. I'll call them back.
If you never hear from us again.
If you never hear from us,
we killed someone whose phone was ringing.
If you never hear from us again, know that I don't buy into any of that shit that everybody's talking about right now as we're recording this.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just a way to get us to watch the Oscars again. You know.
If you never hear from us again, know that we were two cool kids that were passionate about art, and they did all the best that they could to put it out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Una handle.
Yeah. If you never hear from us again, know that we were one of the best. No cap.
If you never,
No cap.
Is it on me?
Yeah, so you.
If you never hear from us again, know that the Zambian audience has been very difficult for me to navigate. Because you niggas function off numbers, and I function off feelings.
And flashy shit, right?
And flashy shit, and I function off like trying to be true to yourself as an artist. And I want you to know that a lot of you have made it difficult for me to be myself. Right? I shout out to the people who have made it easy. But if you never hear from us again, know that you are part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just know that you should sleep at night knowing that you dimmed the light in Africa.
Right. If you never hear from us again, just know that I never hated anybody. I've never, not a day in my life. Not that I'm a sentimental guy or that I'm a loving guy. I'm probably not the most loving people in the world. I try my best to love when I can, but I'm not one of those that can just love billions of people, right? Probably the reason why, I don't hate anybody is because maybe I just, I don't focus so much on other people or their business, right?
Yeah.
That's ironic because my work is actually about giving, a fuck about other people's businesses.
About other people's shit.
The point I'm trying to make is this. Everything that I've said, okay, to criticize individuals of our society, especially artists, was never personal, okay? It was just out of my passion for our art advancing to the level that it can be appreciated outside of our country. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you never hear from us again, just know that my friends are motherfucking G's. You know what I mean? And that goes to like Benny Blow, Munsha, Chilu, Katebe, the people who don't usually get mentioned on these shows.
Yeah.
All my friends, all the people who have to take my bullshit in real time, all the time. I respect you niggas.
Yeah.
You some motherfucking G's. You know what I mean? To me, you some motherfucking G's.
If you never hear from us again, I would like to give a special shout out to all the cartoonists that are out there cartooning. Okay, now this is not a blanket statement for visual artists. I'm talking about cartoonists, political and social commentaries and whatnot. Special shout out to Chocolate. Special shout out to Black Rose the artist. Special shout out to Elvis Creativera. Special shout out to Skillmatic. Even though I don't like that dude. Special shout out
CK. Chibale Kapumpa.
Special shout out to Chibale Kapumpa. Alright. I was gonna do him last, but you fucked it up. Cause that's I'm a fan of that.
You know me.
Special shout out to Smoke Back
Yeah. Yeah.
You know Smokeback, right?
Yeah, I've seen his work.
Yeah, Smokeback is
fucking genius.
Smokeback is a fucking
genius.
Hey,
yeah.
that nigga.
We need you. We need you, Smokeback.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
The Greatness Game animated. Think about it, Smokeback.
Exactly.
Think about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, and if I left out your name, special out to everybody else who's doing the work that I do. I'm the superstar amongst y'all, but I'm joking. It's a joke.
It's not a joke. It's serious.
Yeah.
If you never hear from us again this entire season, I'm sorry for talking over a lot of your points.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Over my points?
Yeah.
Well, you reviewed that shit? I took over your shit.
So what happens is when we listen back and I'm with my people, they're like, why don't you let Wapi talk?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like they tell me legit, why don't you let Wapi talk?
But you know the thing is that's why I keep saying that our shit is not scripted, because you can even tell that our shit is not scripted because we are constantly at some point we even just walk all over each other and stuff like that, right?
I'd like to apologize for that.
Really?
Yeah. If I walked over any point.
If I walked over any point like I just did now.
You can use it on my fucking.
Like I just did now.
You gotta use it. You gotta use it for yours.
Just I cut you right now.
You gotta use it for yours.
I would not apologize.
Okay. That's allowed. That's allowed, bro.
All right. If you don't hear from us again, know that we are doing this, and the reason why we even we named our show The Greatness Game. We have a belief. Might sound crazy. We have a vision. Might sound crazy.
You sound like Samuel L. Jackson on the trailer for the Avengers movie.
Right.
I had an idea.
Yeah. Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah, when Nick Fury had an idea to gather the Avengers, people were like, "What the fuck?
What's going on?
It's going on." But then,
a man in an iron suit.
Years later, you've got the end game, and you've got a whole bunch of Avengers just coming through. You know what I mean? These portals and shit.
Yeah.
We have an idea. We have a vision. We have a plan. We have goals and stuff of promoting deliberately greatness.
Just greatness.
In Zambia.
Only greatness.
All right. Not sitting down, looking at other greats and going, "Oh my God, this person is great."
Them.
Right. We're saying we are trying with this show to promote greatness, and we are hoping that you see that in our characters, in what we say, what we do, how we do what we do, how we move and shit. I hope that you get to notice that if you don't hear from us.
Yeah. If you never hear from us again, or you niggas who only tweet me when it's time to say, if J. Cole battled anybody from Africa, who would go? And then you have got the nerve to at me when you haven't bought my album.
Right.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Your entire establishment. The house you come from, and whatever horse you rode into town on. Because you are not needed here. You are needed here when I drop a freestyle, only does a drawing to do the right thing. Not just when you need me to fight J. Cole for you. Fight him yourself, motherfucker.
If you never hear from us, this is a message from Lord Wapi. If you're one of them weird ass, violent ass, ignorant, can't read a fucking word kind of type,
belligerent ass,
political cutters, whatever political party it is, fuck you.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. The reason I say this is because you have caused so much damage to a lot of people, not just with your threats and your entitlement and thinking that this is a military state, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Trying to threaten people's lives, people's families, people's livelihoods and all that stuff. Yeah. People who are doing work, and I mean art, that will benefit the entire society. You do what you do to benefit yourself. All right? You don't even think about the master that you worship, but you've got artists that are into work that will benefit the entire country, probably even the entire, continent. And you have the right to, come to these niggas and say some shit, threaten their lives, their families. Fuck you. All right?
If you never hear from us, if you're doing anything to hold back the greatness of Zambia, anything, some of anything is just existing. If you're doing anything to hold back the greatness of Zambia, here's a triple fuck you for you. Because I'm on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because of what we're doing, we've become polar opposites, and now we're fighting. It was never supposed to be this way if you were as great as you claimed you are. But I'm here now.
If you don't hear from us again, if you never hear from us again, to all the women I've loved, I loved you with all my heart.
I was gonna start with that.
I've loved you with all my heart.
Yeah. No, tell him. If you gotta tell him, tell him.
Yeah, I've loved, man. I've loved and I've lived. You know what I mean? If you never hear from us again, if it never worked out, it never worked out. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a lover,
whatever
whether it's a business partner, it's a collaborator. If it never worked out, it never worked out. The let's move on or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is.
If you never hear from us, to all the people I worked with in the media, it was never beef. It was never beef.
Yeah.
If I've actually worked with you and you know me, you understand why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You used to do it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just stopped. So if you never hear from us again and you've employed me, just know this show would never happen if it wasn't for what I learned from you. Thank you very much for everything you taught me. I was a student, and now I'd like to try to be a teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it.
True.
That's the bottom line.
If you never hear from us, I'm probably the most difficult person to work with. I'm a difficult person.
No, you
to,
aren't.
No?
Not to me, bro.
Wow.
You're fucking amazing. You're a darling.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got dimples and shit. Look at him.
I'm a difficult person to be friends with.
Wait, what were you rubbing? The dimple. You need to be
rubbing it off. Just put it away. I'm a difficult person, generally, all right, in any area whatsoever. I want to thank mentors, friends that stick around, family that stick around, work colleagues that stick around, that put up with the bullshit and all that. And also just people that follow my work, and sometimes the work is not as it should be, as per my standard. And maybe I'm just feeling lazy. Maybe I'm not into it or whatever. Still, they stick around. So if you never hear from us, to all those that stick around, much appreciated.
Shout out.
And more love to you. You know what I mean?
That.
Yeah.
And finally, would you like me to take the finally, or have you got one more?
You do the final, I'll do the final.
All right. And if you never hear from us, you should know, like that Jesus is your savior. That I particularly and especially love bums. I really do love bums. There's nothing like bums. You see, nature at its greatest is symmetrical. You understand? So think of the symmetry of nature, and it made not one bum, but two bums. And those bums are often symmetrical. If you meet somebody who has got asymmetrical bums, that person is probably suffering some kind of genetic deficit. However, when they are at their peak, bums are supposed to look alike, right? And this, the appreciation of symmetry in bumps, as you can see, the appreciation of symmetry in bumps is what I live for. Life is about balance, and I think I'm one bum, and he's another bum.
Yeah.
And in between us, we're the shit.
There you go.
How you feel? You ain't even see that one coming.
I didn't see that one coming.
I really love bums, bro.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm an abomination.
If you never hear from us, all right, and this is my final. If you never hear from us, my mother passed away in 2016, and she passed away in the States, and she was buried there. I do what I do. I do what I do because I always think to myself that I hate the fact, first of all, that no matter how much money I make,
Yeah.
I can't buy my mother a bag of Millie Meal. You know what I mean? Because she's gone. But
Yeah.
then, even more so to how much I hate the fact that she's not around is the fact that I've never been to her resting place. You know, and I don't want to go to the States because of the
hubbub of going to the States.
oh my God, the States and the fancy stuff and all that. I just want to go to the States to go see where my mother is resting, and then I'm back in this country because I love it. And my final one, final. All right. If you never hear from us,
I'd like to make a pledge to you before you jump to your final. I don't know which one of these finales is gonna be.
yeah,
All right, I've decided now.
Yeah.
Because I run this company. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know which one it's gonna be. But one of these finales is gonna be at your mother's grave.
that would be
That's my gift to you, sir.
that would be a very fucking incredible gift. Yeah. But well, thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no.
Don't catch me off guard, man.
I just like this is the greatest gift.
So I would go there, I would lay flowers, and I would talk to her, and I would come back here, even if there was an option for me to stay.
Yeah.
The reason is because, number one, my mother was in the States for years, over a decade, close to 2 decades, right? But she always dreamt about coming back here.
Coming back home.
And I would come back because my mother raised me to love this country, all right? If you never hear from us again, know this: I love this country with all my heart. I really do. With all the bullshit. Everything.
You love it with everything in you, like
yes.
you love everything in it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to that, my nigga,
Shout out, man. Great season. Thank you
Yeah.
for being fucking dope.
the greatness game.
Thank you for being great.
The greatness
and all that
game.
shit.
And fuck you, Tick!
You and every other rapper.
Bye.